management researcher published by University of Kerala. Dr. Nimita's research work has been invited for presentation in top-tier international conferences, including Academy of Management annual conferences, Texas A&M University, Central Texas, IIM Ahmedabad, and the University of South Florida. Dr. Nimita is a management consultant and a highly sought-after resource person to many national and international workshops and faculty development programs on research methodology, web and text analytics, academic publishing, business analytics, and data analysis using IBM, SPSS, AMOS, and Smart PS. On behalf of our college, I extend a hearty welcome to you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening to all teachers and scholars who have gathered here for the national level 7-day professional development program for higher education teachers. At the outset, let me please express my sincere thanks to Dr. S. Padmavati ma'am, principal of Session Jain College for Women, and also Dr. C. Ashok sir, principal IR Nadar Janaki Ammal College, and also Lakshmi ma'am, who has been so nice coordinating everything for the last 1 month. Let me start with the presentation. We are expecting many more to join, but then again, for the interest of time, let us have a start. I hope since we have a huge participant base today, which I am so very proud of, I hope you could find some time to read the case study that was shared. I have been attending many qualitative analysis workshops using different softwares in some years, ever since I completed my PhD, which was a totally quant domain. After my PhD, I was so interested in learning what qualitative is and how mixed method research methodology works and all those things. And I've been trying to understand as many softwares as possible. The one thing I found a concern for me as a learner to connect with the session was, and at times there are so many wonderful researchers out there who take great sessions. I am just a learner here, but I thought today we will organize the entire session, which is just a handful of 1.5 hours, but at least we will have a storyline. So we will be working on a common problem. We'll be working on a common data set, which I had already shared with you. So that at the end of the session, you will get to know, those who are new to this, you will get to know, okay, this is what qualitative data research is about. This is what the role of qualitative data analysis software is. And this of the many data analysis softwares, this is what NVivo can do. So let me give it a try. I am confident to start with. Those who are, those who are already into qualitative data analysis, I really hope you will gain something new out of today. So, Lakshmi ma, could you please confirm whether the screen is visible? My presentation.
Yes, ma'am. The screen is visible.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
The agenda. Yeah.
Okay. So we have a very ambitious agenda for the next 1.5 hours. We'll have before jumping into NVivo 14 or the latest version of NVivo, we will see what the basics. We'll not go to the philosophical part of interpretive positivism. No, we will not do that. But rather from a layman's perspective, I'm here just to give you some confidence. Those who are already confident, help you move ahead a few more steps. So we'll just start with the basics of qualitative research. Then we will see what is it that NVivo can offer for us. Then we will have the entire session and discussion based on one case study, well-being among teachers in higher education. Since this is a professional development program focused on teachers in higher education, so I thought of taking up this, which all of us can relate to, unlike in HR or marketing. Of course, this is an HR, but then again, we can totally relate to this. So, well-being among teachers in higher education. So, we all together we are going to conduct a research on well-being among teachers in higher education, where we will be interviewing 5 faculty members. 5 is just a small number. I have shared the methodological part of it, entire research design and methodology. You can go through it later. 5 is just a small number, but then again, how do I do the review of literature related to well-being among teachers. Then how do I, after doing the interview, how should I, add it, upload it, import it to NVO? Then what if I have taken few images of teachers doing their work? I have some audio clips, I have some video clips, and I have, with consent, I have taken some videos. How do I integrate it all together? And that is what we are going to see here. So, one single case study, well-being among teachers in India, which I hope all of us can relate to. And we will be using NVO for review of literature on the same topic. And then we will see how we can deal with different interview transcript, audio files, video files, and image files. Then, once we are done with the coding, how do we proceed towards the second part and the analysis part of it? Content analysis, thematic analysis. How do we do all those memos, annotation, all those things? There are many sophisticated analysis that NVO offers, cluster analysis, framework metrics. All these help us identify research gap. There's something called framework metrics, which can help the beginners identify their research gap. Then we will also see data mining, plugin and capture, and reporting the output. So this is the agenda for the day. I hope we all are together. We are all going to do our research together on well-being among teachers in higher education. So before we start with defining qualitative research, I'm not putting it on a slideshow mode, because at times, when it is in a slideshow mode in Google Meet, the slide doesn't move. That's why. I hope it is really visible to all. If there is any issue, you please tell me. Okay. So defining qualitative research, unlike the case of quantitative research, quant, we are trying to anchor, put into compartments all the human attitudes, behaviors, and perception. On a scale of 1 to 5, what do you think about this bottle of water? On a scale of 1 to 7, what is your satisfaction with this workshop? On a scale of 1 to 5, how hot do you feel today? So there, when you ask me on a scale of 1 to 5, I have an option only to answer as either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just that. But what if you have, consider a different scenario? How are you feeling today? How hot are you feeling today, madam? I'm feeling really, very hot. I'm waving my hands like a fan. I'm just adjusting my dupatta. I am checking whether the fan is working or not. I'm trying to find an AC. So you as a researcher, qualitative researcher, you capture how I behave. You record my in-depth interview, and you see, I'm not feeling so hot today, but then I'm so irritated and upset. I'm just using my hand as my fan. I'm trying to search for a book which I can use as a fan. So things like that. So qualitative research is about understanding and interpreting complex human experiences and behaviors through non-numerical data analysis. So unlike the case of asking, what is on a scale of 1 to 5, how happy are you with your workplace? Instead of that, you ask me open-ended questions, which will help you as a researcher explore underlying meanings, motivation, and social context. So the advantage as a researcher we have in a qualitative researches, it helps us with in-depth exploration, and it is something we have to be very, very careful about. The interpretation is too subjective in nature. I repeat, the interpretation is too subjective in nature. The results of a qualitative research is as good as the researcher. However, in a quantitative research, we usually say methodology session, quality of the output is as good as the data. But here in qualitative research, the results of the data, results of the analysis is as good as the researcher or the person who interprets. So it is. That's why it is by default. It's it requires a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of reading, a lot of thoughtful effort to understand what these interview transcripts says. What does these review means? What is the meaning of these these people talking with each other? All this. And moreover, in qualitative research, everything is contextual in nature. When you ask me how good was the tea that I gave you today, when you say that it was good, So the tone, the system would capture is good. It was good. But what about the tone? It was good. It was good. Okay. So each and every tone matters. So the contextual understanding, which is totally alien to a quantitative research. That's what the essence, and that's what the beauty of qualitative research is. And of course, it's an iterative and inductive process. You keep on understanding. Okay, what she did mean? What did she mean by telling that the tea was good? What was her? How was her eyeball movement? How was her facial expressions? Was she moving her hands? Things like that. Okay. So this is what qualitative research is all about. It is very important for us to understand this because we will get to see that we'll discuss about it more later. Yes, qualitative research, and then coming to qualitative data analysis. When I started learning qualitative data analysis part, the different softwares and the methodology part of it a few years ago, all I thought was like the case of SPSS, like the case of AMOS. You give in some data, which is in the rows and column form. You click at so many places. Okay. Then, I gave them 5 numbers. They returned 50 numbers, and I make sense of it. And I was expecting that magic to happen from a qualitative data analysis software. But initially, to my disappointment, there is no magic that a qualitative data analysis software can help us with. It is just a data management platform. I have tried, I have used NVO, MaxQDA, Atlas.ti. All of them are equally good, and they are just data management softwares. Ultimately, we as a researcher, we have to read the entire thing. And as you can debate back, no, madam, there are AI coding, there is auto coding. But we will do that also, and then we will get to see what's the quality of, what's the difference in quality of doing manual coding and auto coding. Okay. So qualitative data analysis involves coding and categorization, developing themes from different codes. So 1, 2, 3, these codes form theme 1. 4, 5, 6 form theme 2. 7 and 8 codes form 3. We will see the examples. I have all, please keep the files that I have shared the case study with you, and the code book also. Please keep that open so that both of us can have more meaningful learning experience. And the role of qualitative data analysis softwares. See the first point. There is no magic that these qualitative data analysis softwares has. They just help you with data management and organization. They help you with efficient coding and annotation. Before we move to NVO, today what we'll be doing is we'll coding the same thing in MS Word first. And then at least for 5 minutes, we'll do that. And then we'll move to NVO. So that, you get the confidence that qualitative data analysis can be done without any software at all. You just need MS Word or MS Excel to do a qualitative data analysis. But yes, of course, all these softwares help us with something beyond the coding and thematic analysis. We'll see what. They help us with visualization and exploration. They help us with systematic analysis and collaboration. It gives you more of flexibility. Unlike the case of MS Word, where we go to every sentence or the phrases and select, right-click, a new comment. Unlike the case of using that with an MS software, what is it that qualitative data analysis help us with? And it also helps us with a lot of collaboration across different teams, across different geographical locations, and which other softwares cannot help you. And so we have been seeing what qualitative research is and what is the role of data analysis in qualitative software, qualitative research, and what is it the software can help us with. And these are the major softwares that are used in this domain. NVO, MaxQDA, QDA Minor Lite, Atlas TI, DDoS, many are there. But mostly we talk of these 4 softwares: NVO, MaxQDA, QDA Minor, and Atlas.ti. And here we are today with very quick discussion on NVO. Sorry. Yes, so let us get started. Before we move on to our hands-on session, I just want you to familiarize. So these are the screenshots from the NVO. The first, they take you for a tour whenever you open the software, whenever you install. So these are some major 5 or 6 major things, major concepts on the interface of an NVO that we as an analyst should be familiar with. What do we do initially? We always file, open, import data. So the import function here. Something just in case anybody is new to NVO, unlike the case of some softwares, unlike the case of, say, I was talking about MS Word, where you can have only, mostly, ours is a textual data. But here we can process textual data, audio files, video files, many more. We will see more and more in later. And once you have imported, usually initially we used to say upload. No, it's not upload, import. Once we have imported our files of different kinds to the software platform, we start the coding process. So what is the code? Code is something I am feeling, we will see, but just for the sake of an example. So what is it that you like about this FDP? So that's an open question that I ask in the chat window. All the participants and teachers start putting in their answers. We like this NVO, we like this professional development program because it is from a two prestigious institutions in the state. So that is the one thing, so that the certificate will be of more value addition to me. So I will code the organizing institution, brand, goodwill, or brand name of organization. So that is my code from the answer that sir puts in the chat window. That the best thing that I liked about why did you join for this workshop? I joined for this program because it is organized by two institutions that have great brand. So I will use that entire statement and put the code brand or goodwill of the organizing institution. And someone would post the answer, I joined for this workshop because it is post the working time. So now I don't have to take leave from my institution. So I will take the entire answer and code it as ease of joining, or I will code it as time of joining, something like that. So this is what a code is. How do you, what sense, what core information do you get out of a sentence or a paragraph? That is what is called a code. And related codes are combined to form themes. So some people why did you join for this? So people have different reasons. I joined so that I can use it for my promotion. I joined because I want to learn new things. I joined because it has low fees. I joined because the contents are very interesting for me. I joined because it has less fees. So many reasons. Kindly search. There are so many reasons. So I would combine, or I will organize different themes as ease of participation. Because it is online, because it is past the working time. So all those small things I will combine as a theme as ease of joining. Then relevance of the content. So that's what this slide on organized coding relates to. Okay. And yes, we will see when we do this systematic review of literature using NVO. NVO has a beautiful option for classifying the cases. For instance, Asian countries, studies that have been done in Asian countries, studies that have been done in Western countries. So I am trying to identify if there is a gap for my research problem with respect to geographical location. So we have this option also. And we have options for adding memos and annotations. We will see. And the best thing about NVO, there are a lot of options to explore. Not just query. We have lot of options, starting from simple word cloud or tree map or cluster analysis. We have everything to mind map, many are there. It helps us with a lot of visualization. And on a corporate level, how this helps marketing analyst or HR analyst. When you have the paid version of this, it helps you to have collaboration across different geographical locations, integration with different background data sources, and also have an NVO transcription, which for the time being I'm using a trial version. So I'll show you. Since all of you might be having trial version, we also can use this transcription option. We'll be having a look at that also. So let us start. So our case was, all of you, I request all of you to please use your laptop for the entire session. Can you please post in the chat window whether you are using a phone or a laptop? Just for me to be aware. Could you please post in the chat window if you are using a laptop, desktop, or mobile phone? It's okay. I know many are traveling. Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you all for your responses. Those who are using the mobile phone, maybe you can read just the 2 sentences. We are working for the next remaining time. We'll be working on this research study, balancing well-being, understanding the factors, challenges, and coping strategies of teachers in higher education. And there has been a research gap. While numerous studies have examined teacher well-being in various educational settings, there exists a research gap in comprehensively exploring the distinctive factors influencing the well-being of teachers, specifically in higher education. Additionally, there is a limited qualitative insight into the coping mechanisms utilized by these educators and their perspectives on institutional intervention that could potentially enhance their overall well-being. So from this research gap, I have developed the research questions, and based on the research questions, I have 4 objectives in my study. The first objective is to identify and I request all of you to please join me in reading this, because all the files that we have is with relationship to this. You can try with your own file later probably, because the logic is the same. I have shared this with you also. The first objective based on the research gap and the research questions that I had was, first, to identify and analyze the diverse range of factors that contribute to the overall well-being of teachers in higher education. So I would like to know what are the different factors that contribute towards well-being of teachers. Then I would like to know, my next objective is to gain an in-depth understanding of the challenges experienced by teachers. I would like to know what are the challenges experienced by teachers that can have an implications on their well-being. To explore the coping strategies. Coping strategies refer to how do they come out of it? How do they manage it when they have stress? When they have some things that that affect their well-being. How do you I talk to my friends, I go watch movies, I just shout back at them. Different people use different coping strategies. So what are the coping strategies used by teachers? And then I will have the 4th objectives, to examine the perspective of teachers on potential institutional changes and support mechanism. What is it that my institution can do to support me? So me as a researcher, I would like to know all this so that I can give the report back to the HOD or the principal or the higher authorities. Please have a look into the answers that teachers have given on how you can support them during these times of, very challenging times of teaching, unlike the case that we all studied. I don't know what has changed, but it has totally changed. So how is it that institution can support? And yes, to address these 4 research objectives, I have the research design, a qualitative and exploratory research design. Then in qualitative research design, so the participants were teachers, okay, a sample size of approximately 20 to 25 will be targeted. I hope those who are new to qualitative research, I request you to go back and read on data saturation. Please note this point. Those are new to this, totally new to qualitative research. Please go back and read on data saturation in qualitative research. Data saturation means that it depends for different sample, of course. But then again, after 20 to 25 or maximum 30, to the best of my experience with different projects, after 25 and all, people keep telling the same thing. For the same set of questions, the first 20 will have totally different questions, and from then on, almost the same things will come up, because we are having a very deeper exploration. So when we as a researcher, we see that again this is a subjective interpretation and subjective decision that we should make. That's why I told the results, the output of a qualitative research is as good as the researcher. So who told you that 20 to 25 participants is enough? Me as a researcher, when I did the interview, when I went through the data, interview transcript again and again and again, I felt data saturation. So I stopped with that. And then I have collected the data, and these are the I have shared with you, so that you will be motivated to do a qualitative research from tomorrow onwards, because it is just a matter of doing it the first time. Then it becomes very interesting and very easy. And more than learning just qualitative method and research, we can integrate this to our qualitative research scholars. Anybody out there who is listening to me, please don't try to do your thesis just on quantitative data. No good top tier journal is going to accept your work. Nobody is interested in no good journal or no top tier editors are interested in cross-sectional survey design quantitative research. So what is it that I can do? I can supplement it with a qualitative research and come up with a mixed method research. So the editor will see that, okay, she has done a quantitative survey, and she has done a qualitative exploration, then identified the themes, and then she has moved to a quantitative and verified it empirically. Yes, this is a good work. Let me give a chance for publication in an A&A style journal. Okay, so yes, and now moving. So now we have asked the 4 questions. What was the first question? What factors contribute to your overall well-being as a teacher in higher education? What challenges do you face that may affect your well-being as a teacher in higher education? How do you cope with stress and maintain your well-being and emotional well-being in your role as a teacher in higher education? The student asks you, we ask the students, why didn't you do your homework? Because I didn't feel like doing. So how do you react to that? Get out of my class. Okay, please sit down. Or you just go back. How do you face that situation? And how do you different people have different styles. What is your style? What are the institutional changes or support mechanism do you believe would enhance the overall well-being of teachers in higher education? So once one teacher in my institution, one student was behaving very unruly in the class, so she just threw her out. But what happened was, he came with some letter from even greater authority in the university telling getting him permission to enter the class. As a teacher, we are so perplexed, we are so confused, we feel so annoyed, we feel so sad. What is happening here? So now what is it that we expect the institutional changes and support mechanism to enhance our own well-being? And based on these questions, we have transcripts from, I hope all of you have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have interviewed 4 teachers who are working in. So for the first question, the first teacher answered, for me, this is what Lakshmi ma'am answered. For me, having a supportive department and colleagues who appreciate my works play a big role in my well-being. When there is a sense of camaraderie, it is easier to manage stress. So this is Lakshmi ma'am's answer. Let me find some other name. Anjali, Asha. Okay, next we have Anjali ma'am here. This is Anjali ma'am's answer. It moves my. Okay. So this is next one. This is Hari sir's answer. So these are the different. So like this, I would have to collect data from at least 20 to 25 teachers. So here I want all of you to code along with me. That's why I didn't give the entire data, but just a 5 data sets. Okay. Now, so what do we have now? We have the interview transcript of the 5 teachers whom we have interviewed. So there are 4, I would say there are 4 phases to moving on with the qualitative data analysis. First, I would like to know what the review of literature in this area talks about. So I would like to do a systematic review of literature. So what I will do is, I will go to Scopus. I hope all of you are familiar with systematic review of literature, Prisma protocol. Because otherwise, I have the option to just go to Google Scholar and search for teacher well-being. It is not the case I'm going to do here. So teacher well-being, there are 6,59,000 results from which I don't know where to read from. So instead I go for a systematic review of literature from Scopus and Web of Science. So I'm going to search for teacher well-being. Just for demonstration purpose, there are many protocols to be followed. Teacher well-being or teacher well-being, all those things are there. But then again, I want to know what are the studies that have discussed teacher well-being. Actually, there should be educator well-being. So many are there. Let it be there for the time being. I just want to know, tell you how we can integrate systematic review of literature and analyze the data using NVivo. So I want to know the results only for business and management domain, because I'm a management analyst, management researcher. So teacher well-being in business and management, there are 10 documents. So after all those elimination and screening and all, I have identified 10 documents, and these are the 10 documents that I have scribed for and downloaded for my review purpose, systematic review of literature. Now, what am I going to do? I am going to open NVivo. I don't know if I shared this PDF. No, I have not shared these PDFs with you because I got this idea last moment, because this will also be helpful for some research scholars if anybody are there. So what you can do is you can take your PDF files. So this is a NVivo software, the opening interface. So what we are going to do is we are going to open a new project. If there is at any point of time you want me to repeat, you can unmute and tell please repeat. Okay. If you post in the chat window, I may not see, because every time I'll have to exit the window and go to the chat window. I will not know. So if there is anything, either post in the chat window so that Lakshmi ma'am can pass it on to me. I don't know if mute and unmute is enabled for all. So here we are going to do teacher well-being. You can give any name as you like. Teacher well-being. We are just going to create a new project. That's all. Next. Okay. You can change the file location if you want. The qualitative analysis of, you can give the description. Analysis of well-being among teachers in higher education. Next, they're asking you, do you want to auto-save this project? You can give auto-save, but the problem is will be no undo option. So as a beginner, if you're trying to learn more and more, I suggest you to go, don't give auto-save, because you will not be able to do undo, because we don't know what is the mistake that we did. So unless we have an undo option, I will find it very difficult for me. So don't auto-save the project. They will ask you reminders every 15 minutes. Now I am going to click on create project. Can you post in the chat window if you are doing along? If you are doing along, I would like to know at least one who is there who is doing along. Okay, you are doing along. Okay, thank you. So we have a new project. We are creating a new project. It should not actually take this much time. I'm going to create a new project. Analysis. You can click on next. Create project. Already exist. Okay, they have created a class. Okay. Now a new file will open up. Please give me a moment. What just happened? Are you able to see my screen? In Vivo, start to next. Can someone please respond with by unmuting? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So in Vivo, you can take the tour, but you can do it later. Otherwise, we'll run short of time. Skip tour. So this is the working interface of NVivo qualitative data analysis software. So what first what we'll be doing is we'll go to import and upload the files. First, we are going to do review of literature, systematic review of literature, and then we are going to identify the themes and what is it that literature is talking about. So in the menu, we have file, we have home, import, create, explore, share, modules. So to start with, on the left side, you can see quick access, different options are there, which at the same time is available there across vertically also, across the row also. So what we'll be going to do is we'll be importing the files. Whatever we have in our database, we'll be importing those to here. So from the systematic review of literature from the Scopus database, I have these 10 files. So I am going to select all of them and I'm just going to click on open. They are asking you, do you want to import? Yes, import. So, you can click on each of them and you can read them here. Teacher well-being in rural, regional, metropolitan schools, examining resources and demands across location. So all these files are related to our systematic review of literature. So what we have obtained from the Scopus database. So this is just a demonstration purpose. That's why we have only 10. It will be probably more than 100 usually, or at least 50 for the case of system SLR when we are doing. Usually 40 to 60 files will be there. So whatever your case is, all those files you have extracted using the Prisma protocol, import all of them here. Then what the option here in the top menu, please have a look. We have home, import, create. Here when we click on the create menu, we have this option for code. So here is the use of this code book that I have shared with you. I have shared a document, Codebook for Analysis, Well-being Among Teachers. Codebook for Qualitative Analysis, Teacher Well-being in Higher Education. Codebook as a researcher, what does it mean? It means that I have already, from the review of literature and expert opinion and my own intuition and wisdom, I have created different codes. What is a code? A code is a summarized form of information. And these are the different codes that I have identified. I have identified 1, 2, 3, 4 codes. I have different 4 main codes and I have identified different subcodes. So we can do coding in 2 ways. You can start from the code book. So the first question that I read, this is for the interview transcript, of course. But then again, even for the review of literature, we can have a code book. We know that this is what I'm looking for. So personal fulfillment is work-life balance, autonomy, job satisfaction. So then I come here for, I create different codes, personal accomplishment. Teachers able to have personal achievements. Okay, so this is my first code. Okay, now I'm going to have a next code. Again, create code, work-life balance. Work-life balance. Teachers experiencing work-life balance. Again, another code. Administrative workload, having lot of accreditation works. Again, yet another code, student indifference, student challenges, something like that. So this experiences of whatever we type that, and these are the different codes. So how do I know what are the different codes that I have created? On the left pane, import, then you have another subcategory, organize, coding codes. If you click on code, you can see the codes that we have created. See, I hope you can see from where did I get this? I got this from the left pane, quick access, data, organize, coding, codes. I clicked on codes, and there we can see what are the codes that I have created. So where did these codes from come? These codes came from code book. So this is one form. And what do we do next? Whenever we go read a file, I'm going to read a paper. Teaching profession has been characterized as one of the high in emotional labor. So requiring teachers to manage their own feelings. So I'm going to select this and right click. And here I have two options, code selection and code in vivo. Code selection, if I click on code selection, they will give us these options that we have already given from the code book. Okay, so personal accomplishment, student challenges. No, I have not created any of this emotional thing already. So I'm going to create a new code. So what's my new code? Emotional, managing emotions. Maybe I will give a code selection to new. So this line or this sentence, or you can do certain entire paragraph also. Let us do one more thing. So in the workplace, teachers' stress and burnout can lead to absenteeism, depersonalization of the job, and low productivity. So I select this and give, and I can, there are so many options are there, code selection. So again, I would give this as a new code, outcomes of teacher stress. THER stress. Ultimately, teachers' health and psychological well-being also affect quality of education provided and therefore students' academic performance. Again, outcome of teacher stress, code selection. So like this, we keep on reading and coding. There's another option for in vivo coding. Let us take another sentence. Interventions outside the work environment show beneficial results. So I am going to select this and right click code in vivo, which means whatever I have selected will be converted to a code in vivo. So now if I go and look at the codes on the left pane, you can see that, these are my different codes. Interventions outside the work environment. Where did it come from? It came from because we selected code to in vivo. So these are the different options of coding. So this is what I told. There is no magic. that happens from a qualitative data analysis software. We as a researcher, we have to read the entire transcript, entire research paper. But the advantage is, after how I did my research was, I kept on reading every morning. We'll go to Google Scholar. Actually, even when I was about to complete my different tools and all, what we would usually do is go to Emerald, go to Springer, go to Science Direct, search for our keywords, and then just start reading from one side. We never know whether if I miss the best article or the best paper that would have supported my research gap. We never know. And then only we came to know that's where the relevance of systematic review of literature using different protocols. And again, even after using Prisma, I have arrived at these files. I keep on reading and reading and reading. Initially I had to have a notebook. Then I started putting it to an MS Excel table. But should tell you, if you as a researcher, you are using these qualitative data analysis softwares for your review of literature, it will, I don't know how to express it. It will help you really. In terms of having smart work. So we have these codes, independent variables, dependent variables. So the advantage is, you just click on here. Whenever you click on personal accomplishment, managing emotions, whatever related to the whichever papers that you have mentioned this code, it will come here in this window to work. So this is how we usually do a review using NVivo from the base. But me as a lazy researcher, I find it very tough to read the entire papers one by one by one. It is so time consuming for me as a researcher. But that doesn't mean that you also should do like that. So what is it that I will do? So I have these files with me, these 10 files with me or 100 files with me. What I will do is, I will go to, where is that? Just a moment. I will go to this thing called auto code. So I will select the entire documents, all those 10 or 50 or 70 or 100 documents that I have. Then I will click on auto code. So where is auto code? In the top bar, home. There you can see clipboard, item, organize, query, visualize, code, auto code. Here, this thing called auto code, when I learned this for the first time, I thought was, oh my God, this is the best thing that can, that a scientist can gift me as a researcher. Because instead of doing all those time-consuming reading, coding, and tabulating all those things, they're going to do everything for me. But now I'm not going to click on auto code. Why? Because I want to show you what is the difference between doing it, applying a human mind to review and giving the whole job to a machine. Yes, machines will totally help you. ChatGPT can help you. Consensus, Elicit, Scholarcy, everything can help you. Only when we as a researcher apply a human mind to it. We apply our logical thought process into it. So I am not going to click on auto code. Instead, I will go to explore and I am going to click on word frequency. Let me see what is the main keywords that people are talking about in all my research papers. So I have 25 research papers which I have selected. I have not selected one. I have just selected Control A. Or you can select one by one after clicking the Control or Shift button. I have selected all of them. I am I'm going to create. I'm going to explore word frequency. So here in the right pane, a new dialog box comes up where you can see word frequency criteria, search in files, selected item, selected process, run query, save criteria, and there is this thing, grouping. This we discussed usually, and workshop is a 1 day, 2 day affair, and we are trying to cover all of that in 1.5 hours. So there are many things that I will have to gulp myself, but please keep note those who are interested more, and please read on this. These are the lemmatization, stemming lemmatization in text mining, and it's the same concept for both menu driven and Python programs also. Do you want an exact match? Do you want stemmed words? Stemmed means talking. exact match, from the talked. They will take only the core words. Speaking. So do you want the exact match, or do you want with stemmed words? Do you want synonyms? Do you want to include all of them, or do you want too much generalization, which is not going to help me? So for the time being, let me take exact match, and I want to display instead of 1,000. Let me take, as a beginner, let me take only 500 most frequent words with a minimum length of 5 words. Otherwise, small letters like FOR, there, all those filling stop words will come in. So after selecting 500, so where did I get this from? Should I repeat? I'm repeating once more. What I have done is we have selected the entire documents. We are clicked on explore. There we have word frequency. I clicked on word frequency, and then they are asking me to set up the search criteria and query criteria. So, and the most frequently appearing 500 words. So instead of 3, which may probably give me, and this is again the subjectivity. 3 can be the right answer, 4, 5, everything is the right answer based on your logic. So I want to know only those words that have a minimum length of 5 words. And I am going to click on run query. On the right hand corner, you can see run query. Now they will generate frequency word of all the 500 words that are there in all the 10 documents, or in your case if it is 25, 37, whatever documents you have, these are. So teacher as a word with a length 7 has appeared 887 times, school has appeared 849 times, teachers has appeared 683, well-being, leadership, research, positive, study, staff. So towards the right, in this particular dialog box, can you see on the right, given in a vertical way, summary, word cloud, tree map, cluster analysis. I hope you are able to see. So right now we are in summary. I'm going to click on word cloud, which is on the right side of the interface. I'm going to click on word cloud, so that I can understand it more easily. So this is the 500 most 500 are not displayed here. This is the most occurring words with a minimum length of 5. So yes, well-being, school, teachers, leadership, research, studies. So I understand that some words don't make sense. They are very generic in nature, and this is the relevance of data cleaning in text mining and text analysis. Okay, please keep note, 80% of the time in a qualitative research project is spent on data cleaning. And this is where softwares like NVivo can help us. I am going to click on study. Study is not relevant to me. So I am going to right click on the word study. What am I doing? I am going to right click on the word study, and I am going to click on add to stopwords list. What am I doing? I'm going to click on, I don't want study, because this study, the purpose of this study is hard to examine. So the phrase study has occurred so many times, and that is why it is there in the word cloud. But for me as a researcher, it doesn't make any sense, the word study. So I want something more interesting to come up. So I right click on the word study, and I add to stop words list. Stop word means all those filler words. HTTPS, add to stop words. Okay. Research, add to stop words. And here again, initially we talked about subjectivism. Teachers. I don't want teacher also, because I search for teacher well-being. So obviously teacher will be there. I don't want well-being also. Some word clouds, they have these search key terms, but usually I don't keep, because I believe that is there because I searched for it. So it doesn't have to be there. Based. So like this, you have to take so much time in reading every word here, and then include it. Add to stop words list. Okay. Using, add to stop word. Okay. Literature, add to stop word. Okay. 3, Add to stop word. Okay. Now after doing this, I am again going to click the run query button. So what we have done is we have removed or kept aside some keywords as stop words. How did it become a stop word? Because that's my subjective interpretation. So they're running the query. We will wait for the new word cloud. Yes. And I see that again studies is there. Outcomes, it need not be there. However, it takes time. We can't remove everything in the sake of time. But I hope you understand the process. This is one last, I'm not going to do any more cleaning, but remember that word cloud and tree map makes sense only with a cleaned data set. So please take time, teachers, teacher apostrophe S, the stemming, lemmatization, all those concepts has to be there. Journal, that has to go as a keyword. We'll stop cleaning with this and then we'll start move to interpreting. So from this, I understand that most of the studies in this domain on teacher well-being has been done in a school context. See? School has emerged as a major. Okay, great. Stress is a major word. Efficacy, learning, educational, groups, rural, burnout, qualitative, intervention, humor, mindfulness. So I would like to know leadership. Leadership is a one major factor. So before moving to the reference part of it, after the word cloud, just below to word cloud on the left right end column, you can see there's something called tree map. It is the same as a visual representation of a tree map. Represents all those keywords in the area of how much times it has occurred. So school has occurred the most times, followed by leadership, positive stuff, almost the same meaning, and then again cluster. So it takes time to import all that. It's 7:25 already. We'll go directly to understanding the next step of it. So I identified that these are the major words that are discussed in my literature. So I have searched for teacher well-being and they are telling something about leadership. What is it that they're talking about? I'm going to double click on leadership. Whatever word cloud you have, please double click on any word that you have. Oh my god, unfortunately my Vivo is getting stuck. It never happened earlier. All of you, please give a try. Please double click on the any particular word, and then you will get to see on the right hand side all those papers, all those portions in all the papers that we have analyzed. What is the mention of leadership that they have talked about? Let me please close this. Okay, we have the word cloud here. So please do the data cleaning part yourself. So please double click on each keyword and a dialog box pops up where we can see the reference to all the papers that has mention of our word. So I am going to click on leadership. And you can export the word cloud as an image, which you can paste in your research paper or your PC's word cloud. So this is a word cloud, which we can put in our paper, okay, or our thesis. After all the data cleaning part of it, please don't forget that. And yes, we are going to do a text search query. We are going to search for all those papers that have mentioned about leadership. Word frequency, text query. So all those papers that have mentioned about, you can close the yellow highlight if you want. Let me see what are those papers that were in the papers that they have mentioned about leadership. Yes, all these files have a mention of leadership. Do you see the yellow highlight? I hope you are able to see. And what about in this paper? Leadership. So what we can do is, so in these papers, in the right hand corner, you can see, after summary, you can see references. Okay. In the right hand corner, where we saw word cloud, tree map, and cluster analysis, like the same case, here when we are doing a text query, which we got from the word, how did we get text query? We just right click on the each term that we got from the word cloud, run text search query for leadership. And then the summary, references, PDF, and word tree comes, and I'm clicking on references. So now the software is helping me by giving me references to all those mention of the word leadership. Institute for Teaching and School Leadership. That is one code. Okay. Institute for that's a scale actually. That's why it's good. Accredited leadership in the influence of principal leadership and teacher collaboration, and challenges of rural teaching and leadership. Reference from the 8th paper, the effect of institutional leadership and distributed leadership. From the 9th paper, instructional leadership and distributed leadership. From the 10th paper, that's a reference which I don't want. So what I will do is I will select this, I will right click, and I will click on uncode. Okay, because this mention of leadership here in this paper is not relevant to me. Educational management, administration, and leadership. See, this is a reference. So I will right click. I will select this, right click, and uncode. Okay, we'll select this. It should come. You can just. Okay, I thought someone was trying to tell something. So we have options for coding and uncoding as well. So we have to literally go through each of this manually, viewing teachers' experience of. So anyway, the software has helped us save time by helping us not read everything, but giving us direct mention to all of each key term that was there, that has emerged in the word cloud. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save results. I'm going to save which years. Just to the right side, run query, save results, save criteria. I'm going to click on save results, and I will click on select, and I will click on code. So I'm going to save it as a code. Leadership. So that is my new code. Okay, so entire research papers that we have, wherever they mention. So what is the advantage is, see here, if I click on code, if I click on leadership, all those mentions will come here. Managing emotions has only one reference, so that is there. Now again, we'll go back to our word cloud and do the school journal psychology burnout. So I'm going to right click on burnout, run text query. Okay, I'm going to click on the references, which is towards the right end corner, and I'm going to save the results. select as code. Okay. Burnout. Okay. So see, a new code here has come in the left hand side. Again, go into word cloud. What are the different interventions? So I am going to, no, we can directly code interventions as a code, but please don't do that. Please have a look at the references one by one, and please ensure, because at times there can be, like the case we saw last time, where it was leadership was not about leadership, but to a journal name. Okay, so please do have a manual look at these. Okay, so with just this intervention, click on OK. Now I'll try to show you how we can directly code from the word cloud itself. You can click here, qualitative. So I would like to know what are the qualitative research. I would like to code of them. Just right click, create qualitative as code. Qualitative. So this is the coding part of it. Now there is yet another option for us to explore. And in the explore menu, there is an option for querying text search. We can search for sample size. What was the sample size? I would like to decide upon my sample size. So my research guide, my supervising guide asked me to find, give a report of what are the general sample size taken by researchers in this area of work. So I'm going to select all my files and search for mention of sample size. Okay. I go to references. I find that, yes. Let me see, 89% of sample. No. These are not good mentions. Sample size. So maybe, we'll give in double quotes. Sample size. Yes. Small sample size. Randomization. So that's an experimental study. Very small limitations. Very small sample size. Yes. Maybe we'll search for limitations of the study. Limitations as a term. The point I'm trying to convey is we can search for each term and then just select it and code as limitations. I'm going to create a new code, limitations of the study. Further gap, research gap, or further or future. Further study or future. Future scope of the study. Different papers report in different way. Okay, future research may wish to investigate. So I right click on that, code selection. CH, code new selection. Code to recent codes, because I have already coded that. Future research. What's the advantage of this? We will just see further research. Future studies exploring multi-group and multi-level. Recent codes, further research. Longitudinal research is an interview. Okay, we will stop further research with that. Now I am going to code and I am going to see what are the mentions of further research. So the advantage here we have is we go to all the files, code, and we have a look at this is just from single file alone. Okay. That's why I want to have from different files suggestions in design of future studies. This is not something that we can do in a hurry. Further research, code selection, further interventions in terms of further research would benefit the planning of further future research designs. Research designs and plan for future, and important research design for future research. foundation for future studies could also investigate. So this is how we will take so much time, because all the papers will obviously we have 10 papers. Obviously, all 10 papers will have mentioned to limitations and further scope of the study, and they will use that word multiple number of times. Ultimately, what we have to like in the case of we search for in any database, please make sure we make the appropriate use of further or all those Boolean operators. Okay, so that is one thing that in coding that can help us. So where did we start with? We started with understanding our selecting our entire research papers. Our first option was to read all papers one by one, and then read all those things English, right click, code selection, code in vivo. So that is one option. And the easier option that we can start with is using the word cloud, removing the stop words, and then start from that backtracking. That is also quite helpful. So you can import all this and things, and this is one thing that is very helpful for us. And here in the share button, how do you export? You can click on export. Yes, and we already saw that tree map. Same the case with the word file. You can export the tree map also, and you can put in your research paper. These are the usual simple outputs that we see in a research paper. And then what we did was we after each query we saved as each quotes. Is there anything that I can help with? You can put in the chat window. Farzana ma'am, which is that you wanted to repeat? Could you please tell me?
Ma'am, actually, I'm clear with that point. Later on, you have explained it once again. So
okay. Okay. So now what we are going to do is, so like this, we can import all these things. Now I'm going to, there is something called code strips are there. So whenever you do a review of literature, please make use of this explore. Also, you can use query wizard. Whenever, where is query wizard? Home, import, create, and explore. So you can click on the query wizard, see what particular terms occur in content, identify frequently occurring terms in content, something that we did right now itself. Search for research gap. Research gap. So not the exact match, stemmed match. Let us see. Next. Okay. Run the query once. Okay. Run. Then you click on that each references. Again, go to references. Exploring this research gap. So code it one by one as research gap. Again, you can go back to see, and then you can import it. That's how these things works. Reference view. We have not done any coding yet. Yeah, let us do some coding. Otherwise, we'll not be able to visualize anything. So I have done some part. I know this will take time. So I am not attempting challenging myself to do all the coding and then show you all the results. I have done something and saved it for a demonstration. Please remember that qualitative research takes so much of time and patience. There is no pointing like I did now, like trying to finish everything. No, it doesn't work that way. Qualitative research takes so much of time, patience. If we take in a hurry, the problem is we end up with a wrong code. We end up with a wrong interpretation. Please don't do that. So I have done coding already. The same 10 files. Okay. So these are the files that we have. Now I would like to show you how to import audio, video, and image files. Again, go to import. I click on files. So we're talking about teachers' well-being in higher education. So I have this image of staff room. So this is one image I have. This is another image that I have. This is from the Google Images only. But suppose we as a researcher, we have taken the photographs of teachers. Okay. So these are the two photographs. Suppose it was a case study or of any particular location or things like that. So how do I take it to NVO and work on it? So what I will do is I will again go to import. I'll go to import files. Here, file name, there is an option for supported files. Document, PDF, audio, video, images, Outlook, supported files. So right now I have the images. So images I have two images. I click on open and import. So same the case with text files. So this is staff room 1. Okay, I click on OK. So this is the image of staff room 1. Okay, so how do I code this? Again, how we code a text file, the same way we code audio, video, and images. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I find that so many books are there. I find that the staff room is too cluttered. I don't know if it is air conditioned, but I think teachers are having a very crunchy environment. I see so many books also in the right corner. So what I will do is I will select the book portion. I will just, how am I selecting this? I'm just using my mouse to drag and select. I'm selecting this portion. Okay, it has been selected. Just right click. So they're asking me code selection. So I don't have any code on it. So I workload, heavy workload. Okay. This code has been created. It is as simple as that. So again here, this side of the staff room also. So I'm just using my mouse to select and drag. So it has been selected. I right click, code selection. If it is already there, yes. Otherwise you can give a create new. Here also heavy workload, code selection to heavy workload. So qualitative data analysis is all about the frequency summarization. So heavy workload has come to here, and I find that the teacher workspace is not really good. So I'll code this again, code selection, emotions, learning, if stress, well-being, no. So I'll create a new code, low infrastructure. Okay, so yes, that's it. Now I have finished coding this file of mine. Now I am going to see if I have any other images. Okay. I have one more image, import file. What was the name of this file? This was image staff room. Okay, staff room. Okay, import staff room 2. So I see that people are smiling. So I will drag and select this smiling faces and then right click on code selection. I will see if maybe already a thing has been created. No. So I'll create a new code. Jovial workplace. Jovial workspace. So this is how you code images in NVO. Okay. Just select, right click and give the codes. So these codes will add to those codes that we have already given in our all these files, our tag review files. Okay. Now I want an image. The image is already over. Now I have a video. I don't know if you have seen this video earlier. This was something viral that came in different teachers group. Just a moment. Okay. So this is the video. Are you able to hear the sound?
From my side, I am sharing only. I didn't done PPT. Tomorrow class I will do it.
Are you able to hear the sound of the video? Can you please tell me?
No, ma'am, it is not audible.
Okay.
Ma'am, we can hear the sound of the video also as well.
You can hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. So this is a patch of video from an online class. Since we are running short of time, I just want to brief you, and then we'll proceed to how we code this. So the teacher has started the session. The students are not able to see her video. Just now we had, are you able to see? So some are telling no, some are saying yes. So I am so stressed whether because my entire class will get ruined if I'm not. Few people are not able to hear the video because the tone. It really matters. So initially I'm stressed. Then what happens is the teacher is telling the students, I'm going to quit this organization and quit this college very soon. So students are asking, what ma'am, what happened? So then all of a sudden the HOD is also there in the meet. She tells, madam, you should not. Then they engage in a shouting to and fro process, and then she starts taking up her class. So we are going to code this as patches. The teacher is so that portion, that's when the teacher is talking with the student, that are you able to share? No. Then are you able to see again? Are you able to see now? Is the slide showing? Those parts I will code as stress, techno stress, probably anything that I like, techno stress. Then that she fights with the HOD mentioning about salary. That portion I will code as salary. Anyway, we are not going to play the entire 2 minutes and 50 seconds, but please have a look.
Other students, they are getting.
Yes, ma'am.
Visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
But why some of the students, they are telling not visible? From my side, I am sharing only. I didn't done PPT. Tomorrow class I will do it because of the lot of the work will be given by the HOD madam.
Okay, please listen. She just mentioned that because of the lot of work given by HOD madam, I couldn't share the PPT.
Anyway, I am going to resign. So, for time being, I am doing here.
Why, ma'am?
I am not interested in the college. So, for time being, I am staying here. That's all. I want immediate relieving, but they are not relieving me.
Okay, so she is complaining to her students that she wants relieving, but they are not giving relieving.
I am not interested in environment in the college.
Gayatri, madam.
HOD is here.
What, madam?
Madam, you are engaging a class. Do not discuss this.
Madam, I am not interested. Madam, you are giving lot of work. How I will do?
Madam, you continue. This is not the time to speak.
Immediately, I am not interested in the college.
Madam, this is not the time to speak.
What is you are telling everything? What is this nonsense?
Madam, have you given a
What are people doing?
Madam, do
Go and
not
talk to the principal.
talk in front of
Immediately relieve me.
So she has,
do not talk in front of the students.
so she has administrative issues with her relieving.
Madam, everybody has got their own self-respect.
I know how much you are giving respect to me. How much you are
Madam, this is not the time, and your experience is not counting here. The way you are behaving.
No, what you are doing there? Just to take
Madam,
here.
what?
For second, you are getting 80,000. I came for 35,000. What are you thinking?
Okay, so we'll stop with that. So she's mentioning about she's getting low salary, 35,000, 50,000. Were you able to hear at least some part of it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, it is audible, ma'am.
Okay. So now what we have done is we went to import, we clicked on file, and we clicked on the particular video, and that video is now here in our interface. So now what I am going to do is I am going to, you please have a look, please familiarize with the interface. On the right hand side, can you see the stop button, play or pause button? Are you able to see? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, yes, it is visible.
Okay. Just next to that, you can see a button called, you please see, I will hover the mouse, start selection. As the media is playing, click to start selection a portion of a file and finish selection. So what we are going to do is we are now going to play the video, and from the moment, anyway, see, it takes time. As you know, I told you qualitative research, it takes time. So we are going to code from where she start mentioning about a lot of work. Where are you able to see? I'm not able to see. Those part will mention as technostress. So I'm going to play the video.
Other students.
I'm going to start the selection. Click there.
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
But why some of the students they are telling not visible?
Okay, stop, because that conversation is over. So now can you please see here in the button? Can you please see a blue box? Yes or no? A small thin line of blue lining over the play bar. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We right click
Yes,
there.
ma'am, yes.
So we right click there and code the selection as stress, or probably child node under stress, techno stress. Is that okay? Do you agree with me? We can totally debate on those topics. But then again, so I have coded it as techno stress. So under stress, I have created a new. So here I have stress, and stress itself, we have techno stress. See techno stress. Again, I'm going to listen to the video. I'm going to play. HOD is coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Visible, ma'am.
But why some of the students they are telling not visible? In the college, I want immediate relieving, but
Okay.
they are not relieving me.
Start.
I am not interested
Madam,
in the
yes, ma'am.
college.
Right, madam.
What, madam?
Stop finishing.
Madam, you are engaged.
Okay. So now you see a small box there. I'm going to right click and senior, no support. No support from management. So this is how you, at least some of you get the idea of coding a video. Is that okay? I want to rush to the results
Yes,
part
yes.
of it. Okay. Yes. Okay, this is how we code a video. Again, audio the same form, import files. I have an audio file. This is a news file related to teacher stress. Okay. So this file has been imported here. I am going to double click on that. So this is a podcast. See the same thing. I'm going to click play.
Role in shaping children's lives, academically, socially, and emotionally.
And this portion talks about
Known as
teacher's
the
role.
most stressful occupations. And this high stress is causing teachers to burn out, disengage, and become dissatisfied with their jobs. and
Okay,
cause-
so I'll post this. A blue box has come, code selection, and it is mentioning about stress, code selection. This is how we code audio, video. What all have we seen? We have seen coding of, and it's all 8 o'clock. Oh my God. We have seen text, audio, video, and images. So whatever we have coded, all those codes will be here. I'm closing this. So whatever files we had in our inbox, see, all of them are here. So code. So now I'm going to visualize. So what is it? No, I'm going to know. I want to know what the results. So it takes days to do this. So you can import the code box. So for all the codes, you have to create all the descriptions and all, and you can download it straight away. And this is how a code book will look like. I'll share you a code book. So, because I have not typed anything here. So like if during the dialog box I had typed anything like this, you can download this code book also. From whatever you want to download, just go to share, export. Okay, it will be done. Now something which is very important for us is here. Let us see. In the explore, this is where almost all the analysis comes. Metrics coding query. Okay. So it came from explore metrics coding query. So here I am going to, this has two dialog box, the left one and right one. So the left one, I select the items. So all of my files. select all. Okay. And there's no time for me to allow you to help you with all this, but I'm just show you what you want to run query. And this is something very helpful for us. Matrix query. So they will tell you of all the codes that we had and all the files that we have, what is the match? What is the number of codes that appear in each file? Can you please give a try? If you have a couple of codes, just go to Explore, create matrix coding query, click on matrix. Oh, this is trauma. So this is how a matrix coding query will come up. So that's a very low coded file. That's why here we are taking time because we have selected all the video and audio files also. So it takes time. There's no pointing in us trying to hurry with that. How it will look like is coding interview transcript, coding audio video files. Okay, we'll give it some time because video files are there. We'll go to the next one. Please give me 10 more minutes. Otherwise, there is no pointing in us discussing all this. We are not able to see what the outcome is. The query is taking time because we have the video file. We'll stop by 8:10. Please be patient till then. Okay. So we have the codes also. I want to show you some results. So we have coded all our research papers, audio and video transcript, and this is the codes that we have experienced, the same file itself. Now let me create a cluster diagram. I want to see of all the literature, how many clusters are there. So go to Explore, Cluster Analysis. In diagrams, we have cluster analysis. For the time being, let us avoid our audio and video files from this. Otherwise, again, it will take time. It has to take time because I know that contains a lot of information, but we can't afford to have time. Okay. So we are going to create a cluster analysis. So files. Select the files. Okay, select all. Okay, finish. Based on the word similarity, they will give you the clusters. So what the outcome means is those who are doing review of literature, this will give you what are the different sets or clusters of paper that are similar in nature. When we talk of cluster analysis, there is this concept of distance, proximity and all. So based on that, they have created cluster. So I will, instead of a dendrogram, this is called a dendrogram, I will go with a 3D cluster map. And here, they would like to, these colors indicate what are the similar clusters, and with this will help us identify. Probably they are talking of the same methodology, probably they are talking of the same sample schools, or so many works on schools are there, so they will cluster those research papers based on the cluster as cluster 5. So I'm having a look at only 4 clusters, only 5 clusters. Okay, I want to see only 3 clusters. Okay, so this is how we identify. So I find that there is a gap. We can create different diagrams. Anyway, you please give a try. What is the meaning of this? The meaning is that based on the word similarity, the system has clustered research papers into this. I'm struggling to trying to complete. That's one thing. Another major thing that we discuss in NVO is creating mind maps. So teacher well-being. So this is a well-being. I would like to. This mind map is just a visual representation. In a PhD thesis, we have a conceptual framework, right? Almost the same idea when we talk of mind map in qualitative analysis. So factors contributing, and yet another would be sibling idea, factors, challenges. Again, support system. Coping mechanism. Coping strategies. And what are the factors? Sibling idea. Factors that contribute. No, not this. Factors, child idea, workload. My system is workload is one problem, student indifference is yet another factor that contributes to my well-being. And coping strategies. What are the how can I cope? Co-worker support. Co-worker support is one idea through which one coping strategy, or counseling, or mindfulness, yoga, meditation. They are yet another strategy, yoga, things like that. So this is basically what a mind map is. In quantitative research, we could say that this is my conceptual framework. And here we have this is not any mandatory kind of thing, but it definitely helps us to have more comprehension. When you have a teamwork, when you make use of the collaboration part of it, when you make use of all this, people can contribute to this, and this we can import to as codes. So this is where we started with having a code book, and then taking it forward. And mind map is creating a code book from this, using the software and taking it back as a code framework, and then start coding the research papers or our audio or video, and using these codes, workload, support system. This will come up as that's something about mind map. I don't find this any productive, because we are just rushing through just for the sake of covering. Maybe there is no pointing in me, but you should know there's an option for transcription. You just have to create an account, and it's so time consuming. 3 hours of video they transcribe in 30 minutes. It takes time, but please know that there is an option for transcribing. And yet another good thing that we have here is matrix coding query that we saw just right now. And create framework matrix is something very nice. Evaluation of review. The spelling is wrong. Let it be. Please select at least one row. So we are selecting our research papers. We'll select only few, because my paper system is slightly slow. Okay. Maybe select few more. Okay. So this is something very helpful for people who are doing their research, and then we'll get this framework metrics which we can download as an Excel file. Okay. And export as a code book. Evaluation metrics. Please have a look. Evaluation of review. We'll go and see. Where did we save it? So yes, these are our research papers and our code. Can you please see emotions, codes, experiences, further research? These are our different codes, and this is something really very helpful for us. You please keep note and please give a try. Maybe we'll not do encapture right now because just for the sake of telling. Anyway, you please note that there is this plugin called encapture, which will help us encapture. You can just go to Google and search for encapture NVivo and just install. It's a free plugin where you can install and just click on encapture for Chrome, and what happens is an extension will be there in this here. So I'm going to teacher well-being in India. I'm going to what the news has been telling. How can teachers well-being be promoted? So after opening this web page, I go to the extension and I just click on encapture. The software will capture the entire information. And let us see, yes, how can teachers well-being be promoted? So what we can do is, here we can go to NVivo, and here we have this button, encapture. I have this in my downloads. How teachers well-being can be promoted. Import. How can teachers well-being be promoted? And yes, the file has been extracted. Okay. Okay. I always expect problems to happen during an online. So I will always have a backup. So these are those 4, like the case, I hope you noticed the process. Like the case we just did for this. And probably here we'll go for an auto code. So I have selected all my captured files and go for an auto code. They ask you, do you want to identify the themes or do you want to identify the sentiment? Let us identify the sentiments. Code sentences or paragraph. First I will go with sentences. Finish. %, 16. If you have any queries, please post in the chat window. You can please unmute and ask. I know this has been not very, it has not really gone well. There's hardly anything at all that can be discussed in 1.5 hours. What I have tried to do today is to familiarize with you all the basic concepts of qualitative analysis and basic tool options in NVivo. NVivo is a data management software that can help us with managing qualitative data, which can be in terms of text, audio, video, and images. Okay. It also we can have bibliographic information imported from Zotero, Mendeley, Citavi. please have a look at the Google, YouTube, and see how we can import. So that all those who have already have literature, you can just export from Mendeley and then import it here. So you have all the research papers there. That is also one great option. Please see the results. See, this is why it takes time. If we give time, the system will show us perfect results. So these are the general sentiments that people that the newspapers, we have just given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 news articles on teachers' well-being in India. The first 5 of them. So the first 5 of them has been extracted using encapture, and these are the different sentiments, that positive sentiments and negative sentiments. So unlike the case of many software, only positive, negative, and neutral, they give us moderately, very positive, moderately negative, and negative. And then again we create impressions and see how the reviews have been. So here I have imported a file on movie reviews of a recently movie where Alia Bhatt had acted, because that's we did it for a last workshop last week. So people would like to know the sentiment analysis of that, how the movie has done. So this is a movie review that I extracted from Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahani. So I extracted the files from not using encapture. I don't find that very user friendly. Using data miner, yet another tool, and we did the sentiment analysis of that. Again, go to explore, query wizard, identify sentiments. Just do the same thing, repeat process. It gives you sentiments, and then you just put it classify. Again, we have the negatives, and you'll get like this, and then you click on each file, you just double click on positive review. They will take you to the references of what those particular reviews has been. Okay, so that was one whole marathon session. Anyway, we just try to understand the basics, and please understand that the quality is in our hands. So we have to decide what has to be the code. How can you make sense of all these 3 codes to form a theme? All these 10 codes to form a common theme? That is what we have to do. So, and unlike just having a Word document, NVO helps you with managing with different types of files and adds it to the common code pool. And we can do a content analysis, thematic, and cluster analysis. This framework thing that we saw just now is very helpful. For identifying research gaps. So please have a look at that also. That's something very useful. Sentiment analysis, and finally reporting output and using encapture. Thank you.
Ma'am, excuse me. Good evening. The trial version link what is given for NVO is it to be available only for 10 days. Is there any possibility for getting any other version of it?
No, ma'am. I have been trying since 2 years.
Then we need to reinstall it again whenever we are going.
You can't reinstall also, because they use the system, edit the system registry. So there is no way that we can reinstall in the same system.
I see. Then how we can able to reuse it?
There is what we usually do is every workshop I do from different laptops or desktops.
Okay.
I have been asking to so many people.
Thank you.
I'm sorry if I have been so rushing through the whole thing. It is easy. Okay, it is really very easy once we have the logic. I always thought that qualitative research is very tough. It is slightly time consuming, but think of we taking 500, 600 data from different people. Instead of that, we just take 20, 25 interviews and we get a lot of information. So, and instead of those compartments of on a scale of 1 to 5 and all those things, it's very good. It's very easy also actually. But I repeat, it takes some time for me to share whatever I know. I know only half of it, but whatever I know, I need some time to take it, give it to you.
Ma'am, the session was really good, but as you said, you were rushing a bit. We couldn't, at times we were not able to follow what you are doing. And if this time could be balanced or a half a day workshop, something like that, it would have been good session that we could also have practiced at the same time when you explained.
Yes, I wanted you to do. That's why I shared the transcripts and all. But there is no scope for doing together, sharing screen. That's what we usually do in an online session. When Dora ma'am, she says, I'm not able to code, I'm not able to import. Okay, ma'am, please share your screen. Please click here.
Yeah. That's what that would be.
This 1.5 hours. That's
this is not truly possible. You have done your best. You have done your justice to your presentation. That's what for us as newcomers, we wanted to be very familiarized with this concept, and it's really good for us also since we are doing the research work. If further any session could have will be arranged by either the session, and it'd be really good with that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Really appreciated, ma'am. We will definitely arrange a separate session for Nimita ma'am, and that is for entirely and Vivo. Please bear with us. I think she gave the glimpse at the introduction part of the NVivo that we understood there is a tool, we can use it. So we will arrange it separately.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Once again, I thank Principal Madam and Sir and Lakshmi ma'am for the invitation. But I repeat, this can be more effective, 1,000 times better, provided we have some time.
We have to explore more with that. Slowly we have to learn Tigma.
Anyway, please give a try with the files, okay? Please give a try. Anyway, you have installed the trial version. Please give a try with the transcripts. Give as many codes as possible. You do the same. Even if it is 5 transcript or 50 transcripts, the process is the same. Okay. So please give a try. Thank you.
Is there any further queries? Participants, is there any further queries? If not, we will go for vote of thanks. Already the time is okay. So I'll ask for the vote of thanks. Sir, Vignesh will speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Smriti, ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Mine's here.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good evening to all. Gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. I, on behalf of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Shashwan Jain College for Women, Chennai, and Ayya Nadar Janaki Ammal College, Sivagasi, feel privileged to propose the vote of thanks for today's session. My sincere gratitude to our today's resource person, Dr. Nimita Abubakar, Assistant Professor, School of Management Studies, Cochin University of Science and Technology, for sharing her valuable knowledge and also providing hands-on training on NVivo, a premier software for qualitative data analysis, which is a trending tool among the researcher now. My profound thanks to the principal and management of Shashwan Jain College and Ayya Nadar Janaki Ammal College for giving us to organize a wonderful knowledge sharing session. My sincere thanks to the technical team for creating the links for the session. Lastly, I would like to thank the participants for actively participating in this PDP, and the same is expected in remaining today's session also. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Sumati ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Nimita ma'am, thank you so much. Sumati ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Nimita ma'am. A wonderful session. Thank you, ma'am. And I request the participant. Yeah, ma'am, definitely. I request the participant to fill the feedback form and then leave the form. I will post it in the group also. We'll expect the same thing from tomorrow. The same timing, 6:30 to 8. Tomorrow, Dr. P. Murugan's session is there. We expect the same participation from the participants. Thank you all.